Alright, and we're live. Now, let's get recording. What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video, we're going to go over something I thought was really cool that I learned about a little while ago, but it's just taking me around this one to get to it. Colossal has said they are going to bring back the thylacine. Now, thylacine is a really cool animal to me, and it's a really cool animal to a lot of people. A lot of people still think they're out there still alive, which would be an amazing find. And with that, I just kind of ask questions like, if we think they're still out there, should we still bring them back from extinction, essentially? And honestly, my answer to that is yes. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't. If we can reintroduce them back into like Tasmania, it really will help the environment there. And honestly, we're the reason they went extinct. All of the effects and all the things were in place for us to save them, and we just didn't want to. They were seen as a nuisance, and they were better off to get. I'm sorry. They were seen as a nuisance, and they were just better off to be getting rid of, in a lot of people's opinions. So they didn't even try and save them. And in other articles that I've went over about the ones we had in America, they even knew. They said, take good care of them because you will not get any more. They are done at this point. And then, the last one just died because it got sick in the rain. That was Benjamin in the zoo. He's the most famous one that we have the videos and the pictures of. And so it's really a sad story. But if Colossal can bring them back, then it's almost like righting a wrong in a sense. Now, this opens up a whole other set of problems, in my opinion, on like, once they do this, what does that mean for extinction? Because extinction is no longer permanent, because we can bring them back as long as like we have the ability and the right amount of, and the right amount of genetics. So I'm kind of curious to see how they plan on doing it, and that's what this article is going to be today. We're going to jump into like how they're planning on doing it, I think. And yeah, so all that being said, guys, please remember to hit that like, subscribe, drop those comments down below, turn on the notification bells, and follow me on all my social medias, which are going to be at the end of this video. And let's get into the article. Okay, guys, like I always like to say, I don't own the rights to these articles. This particular one is coming from popularmechanics.com. Please go over there and show them some love. And this scientists are hellbent on resurrecting the Tasmanian tiger. Here's their complicated plan. Tasmanian tiger, or thylacine, roamed portions of southern Australia until settlers killed off the dog-sized marsupial carnivore. By 1936, the last of the creatures with distinctive tiger-like stripes on their backs died in captivity. But a Dallas, Texas-based company called Colossal Biosciences plans to bring the thylacine back to Australia through de-extinction, the aspirational process of birthing a new version of a lost species. On the heels of a September 2021 announcement outlining plans to rebirth the woolly mammoth, and the woolly mammoth one is a whole other video that I plan on getting into soon, and that will actually probably be in like 2 weeks, I think, is when that one's going to come out. Colossal Biosciences has partnered with an Australian scientist to work on yeah, sorry, my dog went through surgery. She's got a cone on her head. Colossal Biosciences has partnered with an Australian scientist to work on the de-extinction of the Tasmanian tiger. Combining the science of genetics with the businesses of discovery, we endeavor to jumpstart nature's ancestral heartbeat, the company says on its website. Getting that ancestral heartbeat pumping again is no simple feat, though. Colossal outlines a 10-step progress. Sorry. Man, Luna. Colossal. Scratch your head for. Ugh. Colossal outlines a 10-step process for resurrecting the thylacine from extinction to birth. That includes sequencing the creature's genome through DNA extracted from a 108-year-old specimen preserved at the Victorian Museum in Australia. Andrew Pask, a professor of biosciences at the University of Melbourne and a member of the Colossal Scientific Advisory Board, will lead the charge on sequencing as the foremost expert in the thylacine genome. He heads the university's Tigger, T-I-G-G-R. Sorry. Taylor, here, hold on. Hold on, guys. I gotta deal with this. Here, hold on. We're just gonna do this.
Take the coat off.
Yeah. Oh, Luna, stop. Ah, sorry. She's gotten used to wearing the cones, but it's... There you go, puppy. There we go. Alright. Now she'll be a little bit happier. Now she's smelling it. She likes it, actually. Now she's gotten used to it. She likes to have it on her head. You good? Alright, no, put the ball down. You can't be playing with the ball while I'm doing this. Thank you. Alright. So, where was I? Okay. And the ball fell off the bed. Yeah. As long as you stay where you're at. Oh, and she moved. You gotta kind of stay. Yeah, stay on that side of the bed, and then you can stay in here. So nobody can see you. We'll even adjust this more. Okay. Wait. Did I tell you the right side of the bed? Yeah, okay, you're good. Okay. Alright. As the foremost expert on the thylacine genome, he heads the university's TIGGR lab, Thylacine Integrated Genetic Restoration Research. In 2018, PAST team published the first genome sequence of the thylacine. While the draft assembly of the thylacine genome contained the overwhelming majority of its genetic information, we were unable to piece everything back together. According to the TIGGR lab website, nailing the genome sequence will be the first monumental step in the process towards de-extinction. If that pans out, bioengineering comes next. That includes everything from sequencing the thylacine's closest living relatives to computational biology to enhance a recipient host genome to be more thylacine-like and establishing compatible cell lines for cell editing, sequencing, and stem cell derivation. Ultimately, this will lead to inserting thylacine genetics into the genome of a dasyurid and stimulating embryonic growth until it is ready for a surrogate and eventual birth. The current plan calls for taken stem cells from the living dasyurid or Dunart, a marsupial relative that bears basically no resemblance to the thylacine. Okay, hold on. We're gonna... Oops. Sorry, guys. Here, I'm gonna show you guys this. There we go. This little guy right here is a Dunart. That's what it looks like. The little tiny thing is the relative of thylacine. Yes, Taylor? Yeah, that's on their list too. We'll get to that here in another upcoming video at some point too. No, they haven't done it yet, but they're gonna bring it back. Okay. Okay. Think mouse-like Dunart versus wolf-like Tasmanian tiger, and then editing genes to get as close to a new thylacine as possible. Colossal expects this process to take at least a decade, and Pask claims the first version will offer up a de-extincted thylacine-ish thing, about 90% thylacine, with the eventual goal to get to 99.9%. He tells Scientific America in a Jurassic Park-like proposal, the engineered animals will live in their own enclosure with the continual goal of dropping the Tasmanian tiger back into the wild. Photos you guys are seeing now is one of the ones that was shot. The thylacines started a steady decline when settlers started killing them off due to an incentive of a one-something bounty at the time, along with the help of dingoes. The thylacine was winnowed down to freedom only on the island of Tasmania, and a captive thylacine ended the species run after dying at the Hobart Zoo in 1936. Not everyone believes this grand de-extinction plan is a sound judgment call. Since 1999, researchers have tried to sequence the genome of Tasmanian tiger. It hasn't worked, and even if it does pan out in the future, there are ethical questions about how to handle the creature and if funding could have been better spent on conservation and protecting currently endangered species. Yeah, so that actually does kind of pose the question that I said earlier. It's like, should we do this? Who knows? Because like, here's the thing: if they were using this technology to make more elephants, right? Elephants are still alive; they're currently endangered species. But if we're using this technology to make more elephants, then probably nobody would have a problem with it. But the fact that that's not fun because we already have elephants, so that's not going to make the news. It's not going to get the biggest thing. But we killed Tasmanian tigers. There's none of those left, and everybody wants there to be some. So they're a very famous cryptid animal. So, or sorry, a very famous extinct animal. So the dilemma is, it's like, should we do this versus can we do this? I think the answer now is that we can, but now the question is like, should we? Um, but let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. With Colossal already moving forward on the woolly mammoth effort, the genome of that animal is sequenced, and scientists will soon place it into the genome of the Asian elephant. The thylacine needs the final 4% of its genome sequence before scientists can explore the possibility of using a donor genome for the next steps. Marsupials mark a relatively new world of research. So much of the plan has never before been done, and experts don't believe the thylacine and donor are close enough to make it work. Jeremy Austin from the Australian Centre for Ancient DNA tells the Sydney Morning Herald, "The entire plan is about media attention for the scientists. De-extinction is a fairy tale science," he says. "Only a newer Tasmanian tiger, or something resembling it, could change that." Um, and yeah, it really is kind of what it comes down to. There's a lot of people who don't think we should bring them back because they're dead. They're gone. Their time is past, and we're kind of. It's like basically it's Jurassic Park. That's what these people are doing. They are playing God, and they even Jurassic Park even used that same reference that I said. Like John Hammond says it. It's like if he were to have like cloned a flock of endangered condors on the island, no one would care. But the fact is, he brought back dinosaurs, and then the dinosaurs, wreak havoc. Multiple movies. Let me know what you guys think about that in the bits down below. But the idea of the question is like if we put them back in the environment, they won't not help it. Australia has huge problems since thylacines are gone because they don't have like the predators on there that they used to. So now like facial tumor disease runs wild or in Tasmania and Australia, and like they'll help keep down like other nuisance animals that have been introduced. It's possible they can. Now a lot of them will probably die to cane toads because that's a whole other story. But like the fact it really does kind of come down to these things is like should we do it versus can we do it, and I think the answer is they can. So now let's see if they should. And I don't know though, me personally, I'm super excited to possibly be able to actually see a living breathing Tasmanian tiger in my lifetime, and I think it'd be a good idea to at least do it and see how it goes with them because you never know, there's probably going to be some downsides, but there are possibly going to be some upsides too. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what the future holds for the Tasmanian tiger. Personally, I just hope they go out and they find some. I think there's some people out there that think they're might still be there, and if we can get some better video footage of them, or if we can prove that they are still there, maybe this will just fall off completely, and we'll dedicate time to helping those creatures bring back the population. And I think that would be a way better way to go than just bringing them back to life. But you know what? All that being said, though, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. Follow me on my social medias, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, what do we have next? Skydiving, salamanders, and redwoods. That's always fun. I gotta get my slideshow on lock. It sounds like it, doesn't it? She's not licking her stitches, is she? Okay. Were you checking on her? That's good. Thank you very much. Oh man. Mm-hmm. Were you checking on her? Thank you very much. Ugh. That's good. Okay. So next up is skydiving, salamanders, and redwoods. What's up? Eh, colossal? Maybe. But they've already started on all of them. I don't know. I think they should start with. I don't know. I think they should have. If they're gonna do it, like, why start with dangerous ones? Like, why not start with things that can't kill you? Yeah, dodos are fun. Okay. All right. They did. Well, all birds eat rocks. All right. Well, shush. Okay, shush. All right. What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video, I'm going to tell you guys about salamanders that jump from the tallest trees in the world. These are actually skydiving salamanders that live in the redwoods out in California, and I learned about this, and I thought it was super cool, so we're going to go ahead and cover the article and explain how exactly to do that. Before we do that, though, guys, please remember to hit that like, comment, subscribe, as well as turn on that notification bell. Follow me on all my social medias, and let's get into the article. All right. Like I always say, guys, I don't own the rights to these articles. I just use them to push along information. This particular article is coming from universityofcalifornia.edu. Please go over there and show them some love. Skydiving salamanders in the world's tallest trees. Salamanders that live their entire lives in the crowns of the world's tallest trees. California's coastal redwoods have evolved a behavior well adapted to the dangers of falling from high places, the ability to parachute, glide, and maneuver in midair. Flying squirrels, not to mention numerous species of gliding frogs, geckos, and ants, and other insects, are known to use similar aerial maneuvers when jumping from tree to tree or when falling, so as to remain in the trees and avoid landing on the ground. Similarly, these researchers suspect that this salamander's skydiving skills are a way to steer back to a tree if it's fallen or jumped from, the better to avoid terrestrial predators. So I think it's missed it. These are actually wandering salamanders. Is their name? Oh man! Yeah. Stretch out YouTube. Taylor sheep. Okay, she's biting. All right. All right. While they're parachuting, they have an exquisite. Did I miss something here? I guess not. While they're parachuting, they have an exquisite amount of maneuverable control, said Chris Brown, a doctoral candidate at the University of Florida in Tampa and first author of a paper about these behaviors. They're able to turn, they're able to flip themselves over if they go upside down, they're able to maintain that skydiving posture and kind of pump their tail up and down to make horizontal maneuvers. The level of control is just impressive. The aerial dexterity of the so-called wandering salamander was revealed by high-speed video footage taken in a wind tunnel at the University of California, Berkeley, where the salamanders were nudged off a perch into an upward moving column of air, stimulating freefall. What struck me I guess we can watch the video. I don't know, there's no real reason why we can't, I don't think. It's on YouTube. What struck me when I first saw the video is that the salamanders, are so smooth. There's no discontinuity or noise in their motions. They're just totally surfing in the air. UC Berkeley. That to me implies that this behavior is something deeply embedded in their motor responses, that it falling must happen at a reasonably high frequency so as to affect selection on this behavior. And it's not just passive parachuting either. They're not just skydiving downwards. They're also clearly doing the lateral motion as well, which is what we would call gliding. The behavior is all the more surprising because the salamanders, aside from having slightly larger foot pads, look no different from other salamanders that aren't aerially maneuverable. They have no skin flaps, for example, that would tip you off to their parachuting ability. Wandering salamanders have big feet. They have long legs. They have active tails. All of these things lend themselves to aerial behaviors, but everybody just assumed that was for climbing because that's what they use those features for when they're bleh. Man, I can't talk today. Because that's what they use these features for when we're looking at them. So it's not really a dedicated aerodynamic control surface, but it's functional as both. It helps them climb and it helps them parachute and glide as well. Among the questions the researchers hope to answer in future research are how salamanders manage to parachute and maneuver without obvious anatomical adaptations to gliding, and whether many other animals with similar aerial skills have never been noticed before. Salamanders are sluggish. You don't think of them as having particularly fast reflexes. It's life in the slow lane, and flight control is all about rapid response to dynamic visual cues and being able to target and orient and change your body position. So they said. So it's kind of odd how often can this be happening anyway, and how would we know? A paper describing the behavior was published today, May 23rd, in the current journal Current Biology. Okay. Using the wind tunnel, Brown and UC Berkeley graduate student. Using the wind tunnel, Brown and UC Berkeley graduate student Eric Staith compared the gliding and parachuting behavior of A. varganus. Adults are about 4 inches from the snout to tip of the tail, with the ability of 3 other salamander species native to Northern California, each with varying degrees of arboreality. That is the propensity to climb or live in trees. The wandering salamander, which probably spends its entire life in a single tree, moving up and down but never touching the ground, was the most proficient skydiver. A related species, the so-called arboreal salamander, a lugubris? A lugubris. Why do they gotta make scientific names so hard? Which lives in shorter trees such as oaks, was nearly as effective at parachuting and gliding. 2 of the least arboreal salamanders, Ensatina s. God, I'm just not going to try anymore. The speckled black salamander, which occasionally climbs trees, essentially flailed ineffectively before the few seconds they were airborne in the wind tunnel. All 4 species are plethodontid or lungless salamanders, the largest family of salamanders and mostly found in Western Hemisphere. The 2 least arboreal species flailed around a lot. We call it ineffective undulation motion because they don't glide. They don't move horizontally. They just kind of hover in the air. They just kind of hover in the wind tunnel, freaking out, Brown said. The 2 most arboreal species never actually flailed. Brown encountered these salamanders while working in California's Humboldt and Del Norte counties with nonprofit and university conservation groups that mark and track the animals that live in the redwood canopy, primarily in old-growth forests some 150 feet off the ground. Using ropes and ascenders, the biologists regularly climb the redwoods, the tallest of which rise to a height of 380 feet, to capture and mark wandering salamanders. Over the past 20 years, as part of a project led by James Campbell Spickler, now director of the Sequoia Park Zoo in Eureka, the researchers discovered that most of their marked salamanders could be found in the same tree year after year. although at different heights. They live primarily in fern mats growing in the duff, the decaying vegetable matter that collects in the junctions of large branches. Brown said that a few marked wandering salamanders from the redwood canopy have been found on the ground, and most of those were found dead. Brown noticed when picking them up to mark them that the salamanders were quick to leap out of his hands. Even a light tap on a branch or a shadow passing nearby were enough to get them to jump from the redwood canopy. Given their location high above the forest floor, their nonchalant leaps into the air were surprising. They jump, and before they've even finished towing off, they've got their forelimbs splayed out and they're ready to go, he said. So the jump and parachute are very closely tied together. They assume position immediately. When he approached Dudley, who was studying such behavior in other animals, he invited Brown to bring some of the salamanders into his wind tunnel to record their behaviors. Using a high-speed video camera shooting at 400 frames per second, Brown and Saith filmed the salamanders for as long as they floated in the column of air, sometimes up to 10 seconds. They then analyzed the frames to determine the animal's mid-air posture and to deduce how they used their legs. Uh-oh. I gotta go, guys. I'll be right back. I'm testing. All right, we're back. Okay. I forgot where I was at. So when they approached Dudley, who studied such behaviors in other animals, he invited Brown to bring some of the salamanders into his wind tunnel to record their behavior. Using a high-speed video camera shooting at 400 frames per second, Brown and Saith filmed the salamanders for as long as they floated on the column of air, sometimes up to 10 seconds. They then analyzed. Well, that's recorded forever. Ugh. All right. Oh man. Sorry, guys. All right. They then analyzed the frames to determine the animal's midair posture and to deduce how they use their legs, bodies, and tails to maneuver. They typically fell at a steep angle, only 5 degrees from vertical, but based on the distance between branches in the crowns of redwoods, this would usually be sufficient for them to reach a branch or trunk before they hit the ground. Parachuting reduced their free fall speed by about 10%. Brown suspect that their aerial skills evolved to deal with falls, but have become part of their behavioral repertoire and perhaps their default method of descent. He and USF undergraduate Jesselina Ortiz found, for example, walking downward was much harder for the salamanders than walking on a horizontal branch or up a trunk. That suggests that when they're wandering, they're likely walking on flat surfaces or they're walking upward, and when they run out of habitat as the upper canopy becomes drier and drier and there's nothing else for them up there, they could just drop back down to those better habitats. He said, "Why walk back down? You're already probably exhausted. You've burned all of your energy. You're a little 5-gram salamander, and you've just climbed the tallest tree on Earth. You're not going to turn around and walk down. You're going to take the gravity elevator." Brown sees Avaricus as another poster child for old-growth forest that is akin to the spotted owl because of its found primarily in the crowns of the tallest and oldest redwoods, although although also in Douglas firs and Sitka spruce. This salamander is a poster child for the part of the redwoods that was almost completely lost to logging. The canopy world, it is not there in these new growth forests created by logging companies, he said. Perhaps it would help not just efforts in conserving redwoods, but restoring redwoods so that we could actually get a canopy ecosystem. Restoring redwoods to the point of fern mats, to the point of restoring redwoods to the point of fern mats, to the point of salamanders in the canopy, that would be a new bar for conservation. In the meantime, these denizens of old-growth forest has a lot to tell us about evolution and perhaps the origin of flight, said Dudley. It's gliding. It's a novelty, something unexpected in other... It's gliding. It's a novelty, something unexpected in an otherwise well-studied group of animals, but it illustrates the urgency with which animals that are living in trees must evolve aerial capacity, even if they don't have wings, Dudley said. Flight in the sense of controlled aerial behavior is very common. They're controlling their body posture and they're moving laterally. This predisposes many things that are living in trees to ultimately evolve. Flapping flight, which is probably hard to evolve, and why it has only turned up 3 times on the planet today. Oh, we're gonna watch the video. So yeah, guys, there's a bunch of information about. Ugh. So yeah, guys, there's lot of information about skydiving salamanders or the wandering salamander, if you guys want to get technical. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the video. It's on YouTube. It says skydiving salamanders, so it's also in this article. So I guess we can check that out. So yeah, let's just go on over and do that. Like, this is gonna be in the video, so like, step behind me. Can you see? It does kind of, doesn't it? That's kind of trippy. All right, guys, get out of the thing. Go. Come on, we're done. Taylor, go. All right, guys. Like I said, please remember, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought. Follow me on my social medias, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, man. And I'm being summoned. I'll be back. And we're back. Yep. Sorry, guys. Downside to not making it big on YouTube, you gotta do it in your bedroom and you're working from home. Brought to you by Monster. Yeah, I wish, right? If Monster ever sponsored this channel, I would go insane. Alright, so next up, we've got Cryptids of Nebraska. So let's go ahead and get the slideshow set up. This is the boring side of making YouTube videos. All the back work that has to go into it. Alright, and we're back on this. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Cryptid Saturday. And in today's video, we are going over the Cryptids of Nebraska. Honestly, I should probably say we are going over the Cryptid of Nebraska because though I'm positive Bigfoot is in Nebraska, no one's doing articles on it, and no one's doing articles on anything else that may or may not be out there. I mean, there were melon heads, there were like weird sightings of birds. All I found was one, and it's over a lake monster, and yeah. So this is the Cryptid of Nebraska, apparently the only one worth writing about. So I did find 2 articles on it, and we'll get into that. Before we do, though, guys, please remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop comments down below with anything you want me to cover in the future, as well as turn on those notification bells so you never miss another Cryptid Saturday. And let's get into the article. Okay. Like I always like to say, though, guys, I don't own the rights to these articles. I just use them to push along information. This particular article comes from pinebarreninstitute.com as well as thedailynebraska.com. So please go to those places and show them some love. So, cryptid profile, the Akali Lake Monster, aka the Waldron Lake Monster. Located in western Nebraska and just a few miles from the town of Hay Springs, there sits a 50-acre body of water known as Waldron Lake, formerly known as Akali Lake. This lake sits in the middle of the Waldron State Recreational Area and is considered by many to be special, as it is the home to what many believe is Nebraska's only resident lake monster. Oh wow. The the first credible sighting of the monster occurred in 1923 and involved a man. Oh crap! Actually, you know what? I didn't realize there's a read more things, so I only have to do one article on this one. So today's article comes from pinebarreninstitute.org. Please go over there and show them some love. The first credible sighting of the monster occurred in 1923 and involved a man by the name of J.A. Johnson. According to Johnson, he and 2 friends were camping next to the lake when they spotted an enormous creature moving through the water. Curious, the men approached the shoreline and watched in awe of a beast 20 yards away that they described as being nearly 40 feet in length, a dull gray-brown in color, possessing 1 horn on its head, and somewhat resembling an oversized alligator. As the men stood in silence on the shore, staring at the unknown creature swimming before them, the monster let out a powerful roar and immediately dove back down beneath the surface. Amazed, Johnson and his companions returned home and told of their encounter to all who would listen, including a reporter from the Omaha World-Herald. After Johnson's story spread, other articles regarding the lake monster began to appear in other newspapers around the United States. One such article appeared in the Evening Independent, a Florida newspaper from St. Petersburg, which told of a fishing club in Nebraska that, that was preparing to go to war with the beast. According to their source, the club had purchased a load of harpoons and even a whaling gun in order to kill the beast. Other newspaper I mean, a whaling gun? How big did they think this thing was? Other newspaper articles talked of how an unfortunate group of tourists were chased from the water by the beast after a day of swimming. The reporter claims that the locals of the area had grown tired of the monster attacking swimmers and eating their livestock, and that they begged the town of Hay Springs to destroy the beast once and for all. The town obliged, but every attempt to find and kill the monster of the lake ended in failure. Now, a monster attacking swimmers, killing livestock, and interrupting the daily lives of those living around the lake has got to be based in some sort of truth, right? Why would newspapers from all over the country run stories on it if it wasn't even the smallest bit true? You know, because newspapers aren't known for exaggerating the truth in the slightest, right? Well, the answer to those questions are actually pretty simple. The reason is because of a single newspaper reporter, John G. John G. Mayer. A sensationalist writer for newspapers all across the East Coast, Mayer was in the business of creating fictitious articles for multiple papers in order to boost business and generate more sales. And let's be serious, what is better at bringing in new money than a story of a monster terrorizing innocent people? Not much. While many consider John G. Mayer to be the main mastermind behind the Akali Lake monster, there are still those who swear the beast is real. They state that the indigenous people who lived around the lake would often encounter the monster and would even document it in their writings, but no substantial proof of this has ever been found. The earliest account of the lake monster can always be traced back to 1923, at the same time that Mr. Mayer was busy earning a living with his famous hoax stories. After the story took on a life of its own, many other individuals looking to profit from its success came out of the woodwork. These witnesses offered everything from stories of encounters all the way to photographic proof. One such photo, as seen above, was created in the 1950s and is currently in the possession of Nebraska State Historical Society. The photo shows what is supposed to be the monster of Akali Lake about to attack an unfortunate victim while fleeing in his car, but in reality, the photo is nothing more than a mud puppy or on some sand posing for his big break in the animal modeling world. Okay, so I think that it's a hoax, guys. Well, let me rephrase this. Okay, I'm very positive that Mayer made all the rest of the stuff up. Okay, now Native Americans having stories of creatures and cryptids is very common, and unfortunately, I don't think they said there's any actual proof of that with this particular one. But you know, if there was something in the lake, they would have known about it. Now, what I think the guys actually saw was probably like a deer or something swimming with antlers from like a distance, and you know, it probably let out some kind of a cry, and they misheard it. So if it's true, that's what I think that is. All the rest of it, I'm fairly positive was made up by this mayor guy. But honestly, this is literally Nebraska's only cryptid that was worth writing about, apparently. So I'm just gonna give it to him. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All that being said, though, guys, please remember to follow me on my social medias. Hit that like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you next Saturday for Cryptid Saturdays. Oh, and I did that whole thing and I wasn't recording once. Conveniently, it's streamed onto YouTube, so I mean, I could just get it off of there, I guess. Nope, I wasn't recording. I was streaming, but I wasn't recording. You guys mind if we go over this again? I can just pull it off of YouTube later, I guess. I might have to reshoot it. Yeah, whatever. Stop it, Taylor. Sure. Tell you what, we'll do that one next. We'll save the mammoths for last, and we will do that up. Well, next it's Alaska state fossil. Or sorry, yeah, Alaska state fossil, and then Alaska state animal. Yeah, this is fun. This is the side of like YouTube that you guys. Oh God! Oh, y'all found my cat. Pick it, dude. What are you doing? It's either Pickett or Dobby. Like every single time I'm doing a video, they pop up. All right, so let's do this. Anybody out there know what Alaska state fossil is? Oh, well, this is gonna be easier than I thought it was. Oh no, why is it doing that? That means something's gonna pop up. I don't want to vote. We'll renumber these later. Huh. So I'm just realizing I always forget that I tied my keys to like this. So whenever I'm typing something, it jumps back and forth between all this stuff. Possible. That's a state animal. 9 cryptids of. Man, that thing's going crazy. Nevada. Oh, y'all shouldn't have to deal with the crazy jumping back and forth anymore. All right, that's Alaska state fossil. Let's go find. That's what I got turned on. You guys want to know some fun? The Alaska state animal is the moose. It's actually a longer article than you think it is. You did? What's the state animal of where we live? Good job. Nevada. How funny would it be if the Cryptids of Nevada just says Las Vegas nightlife? Cryptids and Legends of Nevada. Oh, bloody. I hate it when there's books. When there's books, they don't give you lists. And I like lists. I don't want to read a book. Water babies appear in a lake. Haunted Raven Canyon. That's a ghost. Dead bodies of Hoover Dam. Aliens in Area 51. Ghost of Goop. That's a good point. Nevada's the state with like Roswell. That's like where all that happened. Or that's like Area 51, supposedly in Nevada, and there's no like at least alien cryptids. Like, oh man, there's probably a lot, but since that dude wrote the dang book, there's not going to be any like lists or articles because the book's already there. I really hate it when this happens. There's a bunch of them. That's California. There we go. That's California. What is water bait? The skin's the land that God forgot. I might just have to like individually search these. Ugh. Some of these cryptid videos are hard. Cryptid list. Maybe? This one. Oh man. Exploring Nevada's myths and mysteries. This is, oh, that's ichthyosaur. What about monsters of Nevada? Sometimes that works. Tom Devlin's Monster Museum? Oh, that's like legit monsters. God, Nevada's gonna be a hard one. There's always things with this. The worst part is like, so Nevada has Gila monsters, so Gila monsters have monster in the name, so I can't search them that way. Myth, the cryptid thing, just brings up like ghosts and stuff like that, and that's not really what I like to cover on this, because it's like, if I had to guess, ghosts are probably real. um, man, Nevada cryptid list, maybe? Mythical creatures, maybe? Okay, here we go. Okay, alright, I think I got it now. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have any images, so I'm going to have to look some up to save them. Well, that's just creepy, but that'll work. What else we got? Pyramid Lake mermaids. I just need to steal a couple of these pictures too. All right, well we can get this rolling now. Some of these things just don't like to load stuff. God, I've got like so many pictures of mammoths. You guys ever wonder what it takes to do this kind of stuff? This is it. A lot of like research and or sometimes not a lot of research, and then other times a surprisingly hard thing to find. You know, 'cause usually I can find more current articles, and then other times it's just like impossible to find anything, which is obviously more frustrating than not being able to, just bring it on in and just go, oh, well, this is it. The idea is it's like minimum effort. I've got a bunch of like old mammoth photos that I just need to start saving. Mammoths tend to pop up a lot in doing this. Let's see. Mammoth. Public domain. Yes. It gives you more dirt. Well, that's cool. Well, that's cool. That seems like it would make life a little bit easier. Wish people would like swing by. I don't have like a live counter on YouTube, so I don't know how many people have watched or anything, but obviously no one wants to chat, so I don't know. I need to figure out maybe some more inventive ways. Just a whole video on this. This has like no things for this. Probably could end the live. Figure the longer we're up, might as well just chill, right? I don't think anybody's watching this thing an hour in. See what else we got. Moose. That's a good one. So a couple more pictures of the moose. Oh, that's a good one. Make it big. Look at this guy sticking his tongue out. Oh, that's just on Wiki. That's the best picture ever. Look, Tay. He's got his tongue sticking out. Which way? That way? Yeah. No, I understand. She's laid out. Well, don't mess with her while she's sleeping and you won't get smacked. Oh, there you go. No. Yeah, actually, there's one right there on Mom's side. I didn't do it. My phone doesn't. I don't use the phone charger for mine. God, that thing's just scary looking. Hmm. Alright, I think we're good. Okay. I just gotta remember to hit start recording this time. Did I do that on the other ones? Uh-oh. Oh, that's actually a little bit nerve-wracking. Hang on. Video. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. I don't know where these export to. Uh-oh. Setting? I guess we'll have to figure that out. What are you doing? Oh. Oh, it's going straight now. So wait, that's just going there. Yeah, you should have just went across the bed. I just realized that I don't know where, like, my videos aren't going where they usually go. I'm sorry, Tay. Mm. Well, I guess I'll figure that out later. I know they're going somewhere. Alright, I'm gonna start shooting another one. You ready, Munchkin? Crud. It's gonna bug me. Settings, output, users. Uh-oh. Computer's gonna die. There it goes. Let's stick it in. There we go. Let's just let's see. Oh wait, you know what I can do? I can just do this. I know how computers. Oh, okay. Alright, I know where they're at now. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Alright, anyway. Cool. We're back. Panic mode over. Sorry you guys had to see that. Kind of the downside of just going live. They're not every moment's going to be a gem, but that's why I edit the videos out. Realistically, I'm just trying to see if this is any better than Twitch. I think everybody I've seen on Twitch is switching over to YouTube. And if this is good, hey, once a week, we'll just every Sunday I can shoot videos and we'll go live and we'll all just have chats. But all that being said, yep, with Tay. Tay's got my daughter. She's got some video ideas too. She wants to do some on one on kangaroos. We did a couple on sea turtle, one on sea turtles, on our cats. So, yep. Cat toe. Sorry, our Manx cat. All right, I'm about to go live. This is okay. We're about to record. Uh, Alaska state fossil. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to go over Alaska state fossil. Let me know in the comments real fast if you guys know what it is. I obviously know what it is because I just read the article on it. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. This is the second week of this series where I'm going to go through and I'm going to do the state fossils and state animal for all 52 states. Fossils will be on Thursdays, animals will be on Fridays, and then Cryptid Saturdays is always going to follow. So let's go ahead, and this is Alaska's state fossil. And I've pushed the buttons. And I guess I need to start uploading these things prior to doing this. What's nice about these is that they're quick. The state fossil ones, you can just kind of do them. What? Position. Mm-hmm. Alright guys, like I always like to say, I don't own the rights to these articles, I just use them to push along information. This particular one is coming from statesymbolism.us or statesymbolismusa.org. Please go over there and show them some love. This is Alaska state fossil, the woolly mammoth. Which, of course it is, right? Like, that makes sense to me. That's where they find a lot of them, at least for the US is in Alaska. Alright, Alaska state fossil. Alaska state fossil. The woolly mammoth was designated official state fossil of Alaska in 1986. Giant grass eaters of the Ice Age tundra, the woolly mammoth stood 10 to 12 feet, 3.37 meters tall at the shoulder, and weighed 6 to 8 tons. Nebraska also designates the mammoth as a state symbol, and Michigan recognizes the giant mastodon. What's the difference between mammoth and mastodon? I think I already did a video on this. If I haven't, I might let me know. If this thing gets like 40 likes, I'll go ahead and I'll do a deeper dive into the differences between all the mammoths and mastodons. Mastodons had, oh, I guess I'm about to do it anyway. Mastodons had straighter tusks than the woolly mammoth, and both the body and head of the mastodon is longer and squatter than the woolly mammoth. Its back doesn't slope like a mammoth. Oh, was that it? That shouldn't be it. I just worried had more of it again. We might be trying this one again. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can't find a better thing here. I want more of the history. We might be starting this one over. I don't think I like this. Okay, that's a little bit better. And we got a couple extra pictures. Oh, the lag is real. Alright, that's better. Okay, we're gonna start over because that one wasn't great, and I think this one's got a little bit more information. So, like I always like to say, guys, I don't know the rest of these articles. They simply, I simply use them to pass along information. This particular article is coming from FossilEra.com. Please go over there and show them some love. Alaska's, oh man, Alaska's state fossil woolly mammoth. Man, I can't talk today. I can't talk any day. Here we go. In 1986, the Alaska state legislature officially designated the woolly mammoth, Mammoth primigenus, as the Alaska state fossil. The woolly mammoth would have looked like a large shaggy elephant with long curved tusks, weighing up to 6 tons and standing 12 feet tall. They roamed much of North America during the Ice Age before totally going extinct as recently as 3,600 years ago. Woolly mammoths are believed to have descended from the steppe mammoth about 400,000 years ago in eastern Asia. They then crossed the land bridge into Alaska around 100,000 years ago before migrating south. Many fossils of woolly mammoths have been found in Alaska. Trapped within the permafrost, mammoth molars and tusks are the most frequently found fossils, as their hardiness allows them to be more easily preserved. Many woolly mammoth fossils have been found by gold prospectors who melt the permafrost looking for gold. One On the remote Alaskan island of Saint Paul, a small population of mammoths managed to survive until as recently as 5,600 years ago, while they mostly vanished from the mainland about 10,000 years ago. It is believed that the shrinking supply of fresh water on the island due to a changing climate was the main contributor to their die-off. Mammoths are a popular state fossil, as Nebraska, South Carolina, Vermont, and Washington states have all designated mammoth fossils as their state fossil. Well, that's going to make doing those states a little bit repetitive, but that's the is what it is, guys. You're getting a little bit of foreshadowing for way down the line when we get there. But anyway, though, please let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys live in Alaska? Did you guys know the mammoth was your state fossil? If you did, if not, is there anything else you would like for me to cover from your state? I would love to cover it for you guys. And yeah, with all that being said, guys, please remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video from me, as well as follow me on my other social medias, which are coming up next. And I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, man. Sometimes I feel like I need like a second person. Just like sit here so we can like go over this stuff together, and this would be slightly more interesting. Oh yeah, you're here. You're being so quiet back there. I always forget you're here. All right, here comes the next one then, guys. But let me, before we do that, image slideshow. Go ahead and add in the next one. What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to go over the state animal of Alaska. Yesterday we had the state fossil of Alaska, so please go over there and check that video out. But yeah, so let's go ahead, hop into this article. Before we do that, guys, please remember to hit that like, comment, subscribe, as well as please remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bells, and drop comments down below. Are you guys from Alaska? Is there anything else you'd like from your state that you'd like for me to cover? And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the articles. Like I always like to say, though, guys, I don't know the rights to these articles. I simply use them to push along information. This particular article is coming from UnitedStatesNow.org. Please go over there and show them some love. What is the state animal of Alaska? There it is. The moose, which is a large animal of the deer family, is the official state animal of Alaska. The male moose, often referred to as a bull, will grow large, crescent-shaped antlers on the head upon reaching maturity. A female is commonly referred to as a cow moose. Moose populate wooded and rural areas of Alaska and can even be found in some towns and villages. It was not until 1998 that this colossal mammal was designated the official state animal of Alaska. Although several members of the deer family are native to Alaska, including the caribou and mule deer, the Alaskan moose is the largest of these. Male Alaskan moose can weigh more than 1,000 pounds, 453 kilograms. One of the most noted physical characteristics of the state animal of Alaska is an elongated face that droops slightly forward. The long legs of an Alaskan moose support its stout, muscular body. A large flap of fur-lined skin can be seen hanging loosely below the chin of the moose. Other characteristics of the Alaskan moose are its contrasting colors. The legs are gray, while the body of this animal is dark brown. All moose have a hump on the shoulder as well. Alaskan moose feed on vegetation such as water plants and various types of tree bark. These massive land mammals are decent swimmers and often swim a great distance in search of food. On land, the moose can reach fast speeds, although not as fast as lighter, more agile members of the deer family. The state animal of Alaska generally prefers to dwell in forested areas. It is not uncommon, however, for moose to be seen foraging for food in populated areas during the cold winter months. Farmers must often deal with moose destroying crops, especially when the animal's food source is scarce. Several other animals have been specially recognized by the state of Alaska. Although the moose is the most widely known and is the official state animal of Alaska, the state marine mammal of Alaska is the bowhead whale. Various species of birds are also indigenous to Alaska, with the willow ptarmigan being the state's official bird. The Alaskan Malamute, with its thick, dense coat and ability to pull racing sleds, is the state's official dog breed. The king salmon is Alaska's state fish, and it is abundant in many ponds and streams. Very few American states have designated official state insects, though Alaska has. The state insect of Alaska is the four-spot skimmer dragonfly, which is commonly seen during the warm summer months. These insects, which are found in Alaska and other areas in North America, are often referred to as 12-spot skimmers. And there you pretty much have it, guys. Those were the state animals of Alaska. Please let me know if you guys knew all those in the comments down below. If you guys didn't, please let me know of anything else you would like for me to cover on this channel. And all that being said, guys, please remember, like I said, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, follow me on my social medias, and I will see you guys in the next video. Alright, we're going to do one more. And then I think I've wasted enough of everybody's time. You didn't have no time. Alright, well. All right. What is going on YouTube? What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Cryptid Saturday, and in today's Cryptid Saturdays, we are going over the cryptids of Nebraska. So Nebraska's got some fun ones. It's got some interesting ones. A lot of them revolving around one particular lake for some odd reason. And of course, Area 51. I know they're not cryptids, but it is about aliens, so I thought we can go ahead and cover that part of this article too. We might as well while we're here. So let's go ahead and hop into this. Yeah. Like I was like say though, guys, I don't know the rest of these articles. I just use them to push long information. This particular article is coming from ancestralfindings.com. Please go over there and show them some love. Americans Folklore, Nevada. Sorry. Yeah, American Folklore, Nevada. What happened? What's up? Cool. And then died. That sucks. Hey, that's what you're doing over there is playing that snake game. Oh, I gotta stretch out some more. Oh, man. I need a standing desk. YouTube ever kicks off. That's what I'm getting. First thing I'm getting like a desk that I can elevate. Alright. American Folklore, Nevada. Nevada has had a long and intriguing history, having been inhabited by a number of different people over the millennia. As such, it has some fascinating folklore all its own. Here are some of the highlights of it. Admitted to the Union in 1864 as the 36th state. Okay, hold on. Okay. Water babies. This legend centers on Pyramid Lake in Nevada. According to the legend, the ancient Paiute Native Americans, and once again, I'm just going to apologize for all the names that I will inevitably butcher during this video, used to discard babies who were premature or deformed by tossing them into Pyramid Lake. This murder of innocence was done to keep the tribe strong. Yet the spirits of the discarded babies were understandably angry at what had been done to them. In anger, they now take their revenge on the living world by dragging anyone who goes on the lake into the water with them, killing them. However, for some reason, the water babies appear to only be active during the spring, so stay off of Pyramid Lake during that sunny season. Yeah, okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That's probably just a myth that was straight up made by mothers and parents to keep their kids out of the water when they're not supposed to be. Um, That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Now, am I saying not saying that Americans? Now, am I saying Native Americans didn't throw their babies into the lake if they were deemed like wrong, like not deemed to be if they were deemed to be imperfect in ways? I guess. No, I'm sure that happened. That happened throughout history in other parts of the world, even in the Americas. I fully believe that they did that. But I don't believe the spirits of those babies are dragging people into the lake during the spring. So my guess would be that is honestly probably a made up folklore tale, but you never know. Okay, it says the hidden treasure of 6 Mile Canyon. That's cool, but it's not exactly a cryptid thing. The Mermaid of Pyramid Lake. Yes, this is the same Pyramid Lake with the water babies. It is probably better to just stay away from this lake altogether. In addition to the water babies, Pyramid Lake is home to a vengeful mermaid. Lots of people who approach the lake sense a dark presence around it. And one legend says that it's because of broken-hearted mermaid who lives there. The legend goes back to Native American times. According to the legend, the mermaid was gorgeous and married a member of the local Paiute tribe. She and her husband were madly in love with each other, but the rest of the tribe disapproved of their union and banished the mermaid from among them. Alone, without her love, she became bitter and angry and vowed revenge on any member of the Paiute tribe who approached the shores of Pyramid Lake. She is said to still wander the shores of the lake today, watching for any Paiute who may approach her. That's really sad. Like, she's broken-hearted, so she's fought looking around the lake for her love. Like, that's actually kind of a sad thing. Do I think there's really a mermaid in the lake? I highly doubt it. So this one I think is also just straight out of their folklore. And it might have been a real woman that maybe lived on the lake, and the story has just kind of evolved to be the mermaid throughout the ages. Maybe she was from like a different tribe or something, that lived like maybe just across the lake, and then just as the story got told throughout the years, it formed into she is now a mermaid in the lake. But I mean that's just really sad. I actually feel really bad for her. All right, Area 51. Nevada is unquestionably the home of the infamous Area 51. The only question is what exactly goes on there. Located out in the desert, far away from any towns or cities, Area 51 is not easy to reach, and the U.S. military designated it that way on purpose. In fact, the U.S. government did not even officially acknowledge its existence until 2013. Area 51 is an Air Force base, but what goes on there is unknown. Everything associated with the base is highly classified and top secret. While the base is probably used for developing and testing new types of aircraft and weapons, the public has believed for decades that the remains of the UFO crash at Roswell, New Mexico, are housed and studied there. Other things that have been rumored to go on at Area 51 include studying actual aliens who were removed from the Roswell crash, both dead and alive, weather control experiments, and time travel. The small town of Rachel, Nevada, on the extraterrestrial highway is as close as most people can safely and legally get to Area 51 and has become a popular tourist attraction because of this. I mean, that requires no explanation from me. Everybody knows about Area 51, but I want to know, drop a comment down below if you guys think they actually took the aliens there. The Legend of Tessie. The 16th deepest lake in the world and the second deepest in the United States, Lake Tahoe is home to a giant lake monster. Like so many other large, deep lakes of the world, this one, called Tessie, a play on the nickname of Nessie given to the famous Loch Ness monster. The monster appears in June in every even-numbered year, and many locals to Lake Tahoe will tell you that Tessie is quite real. The legend of Tessie began in the 1800s with the silver miners, outlaws, and early ranchers who settled the area and enjoyed a resurgence in 1984. That is when two women claimed to have seen a huge leviathan creature on the lake. Since then, interest in Tessie has been high. It is just one more reason that people enjoy coming to Lake Tahoe. Um, yeah, so I think it's safe to say that I don't believe there is a leviathan creature living inside Lake Tahoe. That being said, it is the deepest lake in the world. They do have large fish, other kinds of things. It is a big lake, but the lake is shrinking. Like the lake itself, Lake Tahoe, I want to say, is actually more in danger than this monster would be. So that's one thing. Unless I'm confusing that lake with another lake. And I might be. If I am, let me know in the comments down below. But what I think that was is probably another example of this is a myth that was created by the silver and gold miners to keep people away from their silver and gold. What would make you not want to come to this lake? Oh, there is a monster that lives in that lake, and if you get too near the lake, it will kill you. Why doesn't it kill you guys? Well, we just know how to live with it. Or, we just deal with it because there's silver and gold here. So, come here at your own risk. But then, hey, somebody has to get, they get tossed in the lake, and oh, the monster got them. When in reality, no, you guys just got a little bit too close to our silver mines. So, yeah, that's what I think that particular one was. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That being said, though, that is the end of it, guys. And please let me know in the comments down below, what did you guys think of these cryptids? Have y'all ever heard of any of these cryptids? As well as anything else you might like for me to cover in the future. I'd really like to hear about it in the comments section. And please remember, while you're there, guys, like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another Cryptid Saturday. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right, y'all, and that's it for my first live stream doing this. If you guys stuck around to the end, thank you. It was a little bit of a ride. we're almost 2 hours in. I would like to start doing this every Sunday so I can shoot a bunch of videos, and it'll give you guys kind of like a little sneak peek as to what is coming and kind of the backside of what I do. And I would just like to get to know my audience a little bit better and all of you guys that are actually watching my videos. I need to start shooting more shorts. I don't have any extra coming up here pretty soon, so hopefully there'll be another round of those. I'll find something more interesting to get a whole bunch going. But I'm also thinking about doing maybe some reaction videos and things like that, some of like the cryptids or the animals on YouTube. So let me know if you guys would like to see any of that. All that being said, though, guys, I'll see you guys next Sunday.